Trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we will be looking at several moments when visionary billionaire Elon Musk describes how success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. Musk has proven this idea a multitude of times in all his years of business building.
Pursuing some unrealistic dream that doesn't actually have merit.
He first argues that we should work as hard as possible, produce more than the competition. We should also look at problems from a physics-based perspective and come up with new ways to solve them.
Almost all my time, like 80% of it is spent on engineering and design.
We should look for areas in industry where we can improve on existing systems or even find new solutions to niche issues. What we decide to pursue, however, should be something we are really passionate about. Otherwise, there's no point in anything we are doing.
A well thought out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold.
Musk found the right niche and capitalized on it. Musk is so prepared that he has even optimized his sleep schedule for maximum efficiency and mental acuity. It is important to take risks in addition to heavy preparation when building a business and entering a market. Smart, well-informed people will sometimes wait for opportunities to present themselves.
Sometimes not enough. Sleep is really great because I find if I don't get enough sleep, then I'm quite grumpy. I mean, obviously, I think most people are that way. And also, like I try to sort of figure out what's the right amount of sleep because I found I could drop below a certain threshold of sleep, and although I'd be awake more hours and I could sustain it, I would get less done because my mental acuity would be affected. So I found generally the right number for me is around 6 to 6.5 hours on average per night.
Yeah, so as Jonah was alluding to, there are a lot of negative things in the world. There's a lot of terrible things that are happening all over the world, all the time. There are lots of problems that need to get solved. There's lots of things that are miserable and kind of get you down. But life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another. That can't be the only thing. There need to be things that inspire you, that make you glad to wake up in the morning and be part of humanity. That's why we did this. This guy called Tsiolkovsky, one of the early Russian rocket scientists, the great saying, "Earth is the cradle of humanity, but you cannot stay in the cradle forever." It is time to go forth, become a star-faring civilization, be out there among the stars, expand the scope and scale of human consciousness. I find that incredibly exciting. That makes me glad to be alive. I hope you feel the same way.
And then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. All those things improve the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
It's economics 101. Whatever you incent will happen. If you incent one thing, that thing will tend to happen more than the other thing. If you incent another thing, that thing will happen. And so the economics should favor innovation. And this is particularly important to protect small to medium-sized companies because it's sort of like trying to grow a tree in a forest. Like it's real hard for a new company to grow. When it's just a seedling or a sapling, it needs a lot more protection than if it's a giant redwood or something like that. So very important to give support to small to medium-sized companies on the innovation front. They're the ones that need it more than the big companies.
People do not think critically enough. I mean, critical thinking is a skill in short supply, where people take too many things they assume too many things to be true without sufficient basis in that belief. Try to say, let's analyze things from first principles, not by analogy or not by convention. If you assume things are true by convention, which is actually what most people do, then it's difficult to gain insight into how things can be bettered. So, in any argument or any sort of train of thinking, you want to make sure that the underlying premises are valid and applicable, and in reaching a conclusion, that the conclusion you're reaching is necessarily driven by the underlying premises and the interconnection between those premises. That may seem like a really simple thing to say, but most people don't do that. So it's really the foundation of rational thought.
When my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hot up we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I
sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing for more motivational videos.